Check 1 2, check 1 2. Hey everyone, this is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance Network. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020, and just checking in real quick to give you guys a brief recap of yesterday's day one of the historic fluoride trial, and to let you know, if you are interested, day two is about to begin in just moments from now. If you look at the video description, I actually included everything you need to get access to the trial. It's taking place via Zoom, and you can join. There's a password, there's a code, and then you can get in there and you can watch and listen. I will be honest, it's a little bit boring for those who are not into trials and maybe just want the Cliff Notes version of events, but that's why I'm here, is to give you a Cliff Notes version of events. So once again, for those who are new, this is a historic trial taking place between the Fluoride Action Network and the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Yes, that agency that supposedly protects you and the environment from harm. Well, they're fighting to keep fluoride, water fluoridation going, which of course fluoride and the components that are known as fluoride, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium fluoride, and others are actually byproducts of phosphate mining and have been found to be neurotoxins and can lower IQ, can affect children while they're in their mother's womb, and things of that sort. So this evidence is being brought forth by the attorneys with the Fluoride Action Network. And yesterday, the trial began, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to be live tweeting again. For those of you, if you're not on Twitter, it's okay. You don't have to be on Twitter to visit my Twitter account. But I'm going to show you guys some of the tweets I was putting out yesterday, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. Once again, this trial is beginning in about 5 minutes or so, day two of the historic trial between the Fluoride Action Network and the United States EPA. So yesterday, right here, I said this morning, the historic trial, which will decide whether or not water fluoridation should continue, begins in about an hour. And then we had opening arguments, and the opening arguments were basically, again, the Michael Connett and the attorneys with the Fluoride Action Network and representing the plaintiffs in this case were bringing their thoughts forward, saying that, we have more than enough conclusive evidence showing neurotoxicity of water fluoridation, of the effect on children, of pregnant mothers, and they referenced the Canadian study, a Mexican study, and a number of other studies, which we'll be covering in the coming days, because I will be doing these daily recaps as well as writing some articles once we get a little bit more information. Day one was actually really short yesterday. I don't know if every day is only going to go from 8 a.m. Pacific time till noon, but they pretty much wrapped up for the entire day at noon, and that's where things stopped. So after opening arguments concluded, the lawyers with Fluoride Action Network called their first witness. I don't have her name in front of me, but she was a career scientist with the EPA, and they were able to play her testimony, and that continued. Then there was a short recess for 10 minutes. They called their next expert, Howard Hu, who I have him right here. He's a medical doctor. He's a physician scientist, board certified in internal medicine and preventive occupational medicine, served as professor of environmental health, epidemiology, global health, and medicine. He was a senior investigator on the National Institutes of Health funded study examining the effects of prenatal fluoride exposure on IQ and other neurodevelopmental harm. So again, he's been directly involved in the studies looking at the way that fluoride affects IQ and our brains. Howard, who then went on to break down the comparison between the danger of lead and water fluoridation, and comparing just how these two topics are somewhat related, and how people have studied the dangers of lead in the water and how that relates to fluoride in the water. I thought that was pretty interesting. Judge Edward Chen is asking follow-up questions on how to measure IQ differences, on what variables come into that. And then after that, Fluoride Action Network asks Dr. Hu, their witness, about his knowledge of Exponent. Now, guys, this is a pretty interesting element of this. Exponent is a corporate firm that was hired to represent the EPA's position, and Exponent is just like a corporate lobbying firm that they represent a lot of corporations and sometimes the government in cases like this. I plan on doing a full investigation just looking into Exponent and some of the people they're connected to and funded with and people they work with, because it sounds like a rabbit hole that's worth exploring. And the EPA objected to what they called hearsay, because the attorneys were asking Howard Hu, the doctor, what do you know about Exponent? Have you seen them in other cases? Things like this. And the EPA said objection. The judge said he would allow Hu to answer the question, and it continued. And I listed the partial list of the EPA's witnesses, includes Ellen Chang, Joyce Suji, sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Both of course, the experts are employed by Exponent, a consulting firm known for servicing large corporations. And then the trial went into recess. Then when we came back, Brandon Adkins, EPA attorney, cross-examined Dr. Hu and was questioning him about the methodology of the fluoride study he was involved in. The attorney was stating that having subjects hold their urine while fasting could change the study results. And that was apparently a part of the study where some people, basically he was saying, isn't it true that if some people fast and do not eat, and they're also holding their urine from, they basically would test their urine throughout the day, I think 2 or 3 times a day. And so they'd take a piss and then they'd hold it till later on, and then they'd pee again and they test it out again. My point is, the state's attorneys, EPA's attorneys, were claiming this could alter the study's results. And Dr. Hu said, yes, that is true. But essentially they were trying to poke holes and say, like, look, this study isn't that credible because, people, if they had fasted, it might have changed the results. Government attorneys cross-examining Dr. Howard Hu, they're bringing up studies that they believe poke holes in Hu's statements regarding neurological damage resulting from water fluoridation. And then I listed, here's one of the studies that he was referencing, higher levels of fluoride in pregnant women linked to lower IQ. This is from the University of Toronto. And then there was another study here that I linked to, and I believe this is the Mexican study. And then the government finished their cross-examination and court adjourned for the day, and it's going to be resuming any moment right now. Unfortunately, guys, I did check the rules, and I'm not allowed to like live stream the Zoom call, which is what I wanted to do, so I could just show you guys, firsthand what's happening. But the links are below the video. You can open it up for yourself. I'm actually opening it up right now because they're probably about to begin, and I'm gonna take a quick shower and then continue live tweeting and reporting on what's going on. But wherever you're watching this video right now, you guys can see in the video description, look below the video, and you can see the link to the Zoom call if you want to watch. If not, just stay tuned and I'll be doing another video like this at the end of the day. But I've got a very busy day following this trial, trying to finish my book. I hope you guys will pay attention to it, because go ahead and do a Google search or even a DuckDuckGo search, guys, and nobody is talking about this trial. I haven't even seen any other independent media, alternative media, talking about this. As far as I know, I'm the only one that's really keeping up with it, other than the people who are involved with the Fluoride Action Network. And yes, it does look like the call is currently going on right now, and they're getting ready to start. So I'm going to go ahead and join that. And if you guys can, please check it out yourself. Till next time, remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.